subscribed and you would like to see some RC content with a difference, maybe consider subscribing. I was just going through some stuff. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Let me just hover down here. I was just going through this little project. Hello, workshop dog. The dog is here. I don't know if anyone wants to see the dog, but no, can I? Hello, the dog. Where's the dog? There's the dog. Billy. Hello, the dog. Anywho, so yeah, this is on the workbench tonight. I don't know how much of it I'm going to get done. I have literally, I shouldn't say literally, I've recently finished repairing my ZD Racing rally car, or mostly repairing it, and I was just doing a little bit of a tidy up, and I thought maybe I could live stream and go through what I've got planned. So yeah, this was the this is a project that I bought with some money for my birthday, which was recently. Thank you everyone that gave me money. And I was just going through the things that I plan to put in this in order to power it and whatnot. But I have to decide whether I'm going to keep this with all the aluminium hop-up parts, or if I'm going to put it back to being a sort of indoor touring car. But I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually change the wheels on it. I've got some other tyres, pardon me, and these are spoken for. My son is more into drifting than I am, and he would like the wheels, so I can have them. Well, actually, I bargained that he could have them as payment for doing all of his homework for a week, and he's done that, so I'm going to make good on my deal. So if you just, I've got a box. See, this is my box of stuff. What is it from? Random Harvest. I worked 20 years. I'm still working there. And for my 20-year service, I was given a box of treats that I actually can't eat. But this is the box that came in, and this has become my box of tyres. Box of wheels and tyres. So I have there's some different tyres there. There's some rally ones for the MJX Hyper Go. This is what I'm looking for, though. These are the old ones off my Citroen, but they will be better than, hopefully, the HPI drifting wheels and tyres. So let's put those on, and the drift wheels and tyres can get moved away. Now, if you happen to catch a glimpse of my face in the comments, please scream and shout so I can remedy that, because I'm trying not to show my face on this channel much. I know there are videos out there with my face on them, I'm aware of that, but I'm trying to avoid doing it anymore. Let me get, hopefully, the right size socket. Now, do we use this one to get it off? Yeah, that's working okay. There should be 12mm hexes, so let's remove these and put some of the other things on. The dog is now very upset that he can't be outside barking. I've never undriftified a car before, so it will be interesting to see what modifications actually need to be made for undrifting this thing to go back to, I don't want to say tarmac, but to concrete running, because I run my cars indoors on a sports court, and we set up our track every Saturday on a sports court. I also note that the drift wheels are a much better fit than these Tamiya wheels, but there you go. Should I keep going manually, or should I swap to the electric tools? Should I swap to the electric ones? Let's do that. Makes it a little bit quicker. This is not an impact. This is just a screwdriver that I bought when this particular brand were on sale at Super Cheap Auto. And I didn't buy it because I had to have this particular brand and it wouldn't work. I was actually waiting for Aldi to get them, but our local Aldi never got them, so sorry. Hello, 11 people watching. What I should do, I should get the live stream up on my big screen. I wonder if I can do that while it's streaming here, but maybe I'll turn the volume off. I wonder if that will glitch out the internet. Maybe I'll break the internet doing that. I wonder if maybe that would be the time that AI takes over humanity or something. I want to know how they did it. And some guy with a tiny YouTube channel tried to live stream himself. Yeah, so it's on right now. Okay, it says 6 people are watching right now, but hold on. I'm going to put this on mute. Where's my TV? This is my TV remote, but this TV was actually given to me by a friend who was moving out of town because the people that bought his house didn't want the TV. I'm like, who the hell doesn't want a free TV? But there you go. Apparently, they did not want a free TV. Oh, there's a little mute thing in the corner. I was waiting for it to mute. Okay, let's go. Let's see. I don't know what the latency check will be like. Let's see. There we go. Oh, that's me on the screen. And oh look, now at least I can see. If anyone wants to chat, if anyone wants to make a comment, I should be able to see your comments now, which would be cool. 16 people, because it's on the big screen up there. Anyway, I'll keep going. So the plan is to de-driftify this, because I've got nothing against drifting. But I've got a rally car body to go on this. And it's an actual HPI body, and I just couldn't resist seeing an HPI chassis where I could put an HPI body on it. So I thought, yeah, let's do that. That'd be great. And that's the plan. I've got a Mark II Ford Focus to put on this. These wheels are very is it low offset or high offset? When it's low offset, I guess, because there's not much offset from the center. They're very, very close to, very deep inside. It keeps the wheels really close to the car. These are probably going to be really far out there now. But there we go. That's okay. These are just temporary. I will find better wheels. I have better wheels, I'm sure, in my workbench somewhere here. There's a problem with using the 20-year thank you box of stuff. Well, that's not too bad. In using the 20-year thank you gift box of stuff that I couldn't fit all the wheels in that I had. So I've had to, I've lost half of you. No, I'm sorry. Hello to all of it. Hey, hello, A&R Racing. Ooh, is that like A&R Computers? There used to be a computer shop in Adelaide called A&R Computers. And the ads are very memorable. Hello, A&R Racing. What kind of racing do you do? I'm looking for some other wheels now to prove that I have other wheels, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. I know I have some. There we go. These are. There you go. Maybe I should have gone with these. These are from my Tamiya Ford Focus. They were quite awful. I ran these for a very, very long time and then swapped over to some rally blocks indoors. Thank you, A&R Racing. I will look for your channel. Do you have a channel? I guess you're on YouTube, but do you make videos as well? Because that'd be really cool. I like other RC content. Right now, my feed has been plugged up with political stuff, with things that are going on with the world. So I would much rather find some entertaining RC content from you guys or from anyone else. My goal is to be a slightly different RC channel, and that's not to say that I don't like other people's radio controlled car content. It's just that I want to do things a little bit differently. That is all. All right, now I can give them to my son and he will be happy. I'm just trying to think. It's got a nice battery thing. I'm probably gonna have to make some kind of reducing block because the lipos that I will be running are quite short. They're usually just sort of Andy and Ruben Racing, slot car racing. Oh, cool. We've had slot cars. I live in a little town in South Australia of about 20,000 people, and we did have a slot car racing thing that I remember going to as a kid. And I do see slot cars now and think, I'd really love to get into that. My son's got a very little set, but probably nothing on a scale of, proper, legitimate slot car racing. But hello, Andy and Ruben. Nice. Are you like father, son, brothers, just two friends? What's your relationship? Tell us about it. That's really cool. I also have got no idea about. I'm guessing this servo is going to limit this angle, obviously, somewhat, because right now there's heaps of angle because it's got no stoppage on the servo, right? So I'm wondering whether putting the servo in is the next thing I should do. I have this weird feeling that there is something, perhaps with 8 legs, running about on my workbench. and I keep like seeing things out of the corner of my eye. It's probably just paranoia. Who knows? Should we take the cover off this and see what's under there? See, now I've just put all the things back, and now I'm going to have to get them out again. Never mind. That's part of the fun of having tools, isn't it? You get to get them out, use them, and then put them away, and then get them out again. Oh, I got it right. It never happens. RC bangers. By bangers, do you mean just like things made out of bits of other cars or cheap cars? Sorry, I've got lots of questions. I like finding out about people and things. It sounds cool. I'm saying it sounds cool, but it's just me making random assumptions about you, A&R Racing. So there we go. Oh, look, that's cute. It's got a little, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 channel receiver. Nice. It's even in there now, so I'm gonna guess that the mounts for this are actually underneath. So we'll have to flip it up. I should actually be going to bed, but you know what happens when you have a rubbish day at work? You just decide, nah, I can stay up. So, oh yeah, I am doing that on camera. That's good. If I'm not doing something visible on camera, please tell me. I used to do a weekly stream on my previous channel, and sometimes you'd be doing a job and yet my head would be in the way or something. Oh, 1/12. Oh, Camtech, I've seen those kits. That's awesome. Yeah, I wish we had some of the stuff that you guys get in the UK over here. I was just saying to someone, I was lamenting the other day because it was recently my birthday, and kind of my dream RC car has now kind of sold out in Australia. And I guess most RC releases happen in like your summer. So it happens in the Australian winter. So when stuff kind of sells out, that's it. You know, it's like fashion, isn't it? And when it's gone, you're done. And oh, that's where you put your servo goes in there, right? So I'm not even making a whole point. Sorry, guys. But yeah, when things become unavailable, it's not just, oh well, you got to wait till next year till they come out, because some releases are just, until wait till they're gone, and then they're gone. That makes no sense. Is that? Oh, that's going to go in there. Lovely. Should I test it? I should probably center this servo, shouldn't I? Somewhere I've got a little servo tester thing, but I'd have to walk away. But anyway, yeah. So my favorite all-time car. I'm a big sucker for rally cars and fast Fords. So HPI put out the WR8 Cosworth last year, and desperately wanted one, and they kind of sold out around Christmas time here, and yeah, it's just been hard to get one ever since. Now I'm guessing that it wants the cable to go out that way because there's a cutout there for it. But I can mount this in here, and I don't have to put on the servo horn yet, because I can center it and then put the servo horn on. And I know I'm the worst at. What chassis is this? Good question. This is sorry, I was just making sure about it. This is an HPI RS4 Sport 3 Creator Edition chassis that I bought secondhand off of Facebook Marketplace. And my son loves Ford Mustangs, so I have multiple Ford Mustangs that I built for my son. I don't mind the what's the Dodge one? Is it the Challenger? I quite like that, but don't tell anyone. Don't tell my son. I won't hear the end of it. I'm going to find some screws, and I have got some little stainless steel cap head screws that I might use here. They probably don't need to be that long, do they? That's probably a bit long. Let me just see. I hope I'm not. I may sound slightly nasally because I've had a cold. Because it's autumn here, and it's been a very hot summer, and then we've had lots and lots of rain in the last week, and everything that is pollinated has just gone ape shit. HPI Sprint 2 drift car. Well, that's nice. That's so cool. I'm trying to do RC stuff on a budget, which it's like being political and not opinionated. I don't know if it necessarily happens. Oh, sorry, I just hit the thing. I didn't mean to like hit the phone. We still there? Yes. Oh, that's a long screw. That's not the one I want. Should I put in 4 screws, or should I go weight saving and only put in 2? I'll put in all 4. Why not? Hey, I'm not always on the tools, but occasionally. But yeah, I was very lucky at my birthday. My cost is a huge thing, so I end up buying a lot of cars on sale, or I've got AliExpress specials big time. That is the reason that I don't own a Rolalo rally car. I've got the ZD Racing one because I could buy the ZD on AliExpress for $180. If I buy the Rolalo one, which is mechanically identical, I know it's got a 45 amp ESC instead of a 35, it is quite literally it's $500 Australian for the 1/12 rally car here. And there are no model shops in the town that I live in. There's one toy shop that does do some stuff, and by some stuff I mean they sell some cheapy gear by, I think it's called Tornado RC, and they sell some Traxxas gear if you order it in especially. There you go, that's all right. Stainless steel screws, I reckon that's looking spiffy. Why did I put 3? Oh, there is 3 on it. Okay, there we go. Now, should I power it up? No, I don't really want to walk away from it yet, so I'll just leave it for now. But I'll put it back in, so it's got a motor there, and then I should be able to like straighten this out somewhat and yoink on there, that kind of thing. Can I see the hole? See the hole. Be the hole. Oh, no, I must have had it the wrong way. Wrong way. Oh, wow. Oh, there's one. There it is. Okay. What I did like about pulling apart the ZD car the other day, I don't know if you've seen, I made a video about my ZD Racing rally car because I really like it and I can't afford a really expensive one. I was so upset to hear, and I know it probably happened years and years ago, but I remember going overseas with my family when I was young, and BTs. I was very upset to hear that BTs had all disappeared, because I remember being a kid, and I was a huge Doctor Who fan as a young guy, and going to, I think it was BTs in the UK. I think it was in Blackpool. We went to a BTs and they had Dalek model kits, and I nearly lost my mind. And then everywhere we went to, I had to go and see what Doctor Who stuff was available. And this, I'm talking like the early 90s. So it was nice, and I've only been back to the UK. I've only been to the UK twice, but I loved it both times. Although the second time I was with a really high maintenance girlfriend, so probably less. I would love a Tamiya lunchbox. I think they're so cool. And what's the little Jeep one? I reckon that'd be a lot of fun to do as well. Is it Wild Willie? I think it's Wild Willie. I think my son loves the name. So I think at some point, what do we do? I started building Tamiyas because I saw a Mark II Ford Escort that was a Tamiya kit. So that's the MF01X chassis. And that was my first radio control car that I'd built a couple of years ago because I could not afford to own an actual Mark II Escort. Then my dad bought me a Cosworth kit. Then my son got really into it. So we built a Tamiya Hornet together. Someone's now given him an original 1984 Hornet. I don't know how original that is for the rest of the world, but in Australia, that's pretty dang original. Let's see. It's might be all right. There we go. One thing in there. So happy days, and that will surely make some difference. Now I think the motor mount is. I don't know if it was, let's have a look for in the bag of stuff. Oh, I'll put this cover back on as well while I'm talking. I'm sorry, I talk absolute bollocks. That's just the way it goes. That goes that way on. So that one goes down there. That one goes down there. My dog is telling me that it is very late and I should be inside under the air conditioner. Hope everyone else does that. Yeah, I'd love a lunchbox, and I do like the little what are they called, the comical, like the comical lunchbox, the little Tamiya's that are like really short wheelbase. They look a lot of fun. I think it was the comical Hornet that we saw, and we thought that'd be a lot of fun. And then the Hornet Evo. My son's become like a huge fan of the Hornet, but he's more into the big bashing stuff. So his cars, he has more cars than me, and they cost a lot more money than mine. Right, somewhere in here is the motor mount. I got all the original. See, I thought this was a good deal because the guy had literally built this kit and he just sent all the other parts from when he got it. And I'll try and keep as much of this in here as I can because I don't want to keep rebuilding it. But hey, yeah, racing is meant to be decent gear. No, there's some arms. That's the motor mount. There we go. I do have to try and get a gear on this motor though. That is going to be funny because I don't think I've got a gear for it. I'll need to look up what kind of gear I need as well. I've got a feeling it's a 0.48, but I'm not sure. Where to put my motor? There is my motor. Now I think it goes on that way. I think it has to go like that. So then that goes in there. So even though it's not going to be perfect, it'll be somewhat done. Now, sorry, I took that up to look at my face. My apologies, people that are trying to watch me on camera. I should check the camera to see that I'm still doing this. Oh, and is this the right size? Oh, it is. Lovely. What part of the UK do I race? Well, we do kind of race. Now, we live in like I say, I live in a small country town. There is no more radio control car clubs. There was one up until a couple of years ago, and I think COVID just kind of put a stop to it. It's an outdoor track that they used to operate. We don't run a lot of outdoor stuff. If we're going outdoors, it's usually just on grass and stuff like that. FTX. Oh, FTX have just done a Mark II Escort thing, haven't they? I think. Now I think that's meant to go in there like that somehow, but I think it clamps down. I think you got to loosen those screws and then get that in there, and then it clamps down. So let's have a play with that. But no, I'm a school teacher, and so my school has a gym, and on Saturday we lay out a track in the gym, and we have got the little lap monitor timing system, and every car that's racing has got a transponder on it, so we can set up the lap monitor, set up the transponder, and time ourselves accordingly. I don't know which way this is meant to go. Maybe like that. Is that meant to sort of possibly like that? I think maybe something kind of like that. I think maybe not. It's looking possible. Maybe not. Get that in 1 or 2 turns and see if I can get that. or maybe. Oh, that was looking quite close. I think it just clamps. I don't know how good this motor mount system is going to be, but I mean, I do have the book right next to me, of course. So yeah, we do lap times. We get some friends that come out. My son has some friends that come out. We generally try to race similar things. So if I'm racing, let's say, that is just not right. That's going to have to be one that I look in the book about. If I am racing something like this guy, which has been my I'll going to sound really wanky and say weapon of choice, but this has been my car of choice for the last 6 months. Pretty much every weekend I've taken this out. So my son he's 11. Yep, so it'll be 12 in 6 months. So I take this out. We basically have a group chat on Facebook and we'll say, hey, I'm taking out these cars. So some weeks it'll be 1/10, some weeks it'll be 1/10 buggies, sometimes it's touring cars. Usually I'll take this out. We might say, you know, today's brushless day, or, you know, we're only bringing out brush cars today. And, you know, we try and categorize things like that. But we also know that, you know, in the same race, we might have two people running this sort of 1/12 brushless setup, and they'll race kind of against each other. Sometimes the kids often run the MJX Hypergo, you know, drift cars, I suppose you call them, on smooth concrete. So we put the rally block tires on, and they do hurtle around the track pretty quickly. And it's the same track setup that I'm using in the videos on the channel. So when I do a speed test, it's always on the same track, same setup. And that means we've got lap records and stuff like that, which is good. So yeah, happy days. I'm kind of stoked with how that's come along, and my son's really into it. He is getting better. I'm not a driver at all, but I enjoy it, and that's the main thing, right? That's what we got to do. Life's too short to not enjoy it. I think I need to keep this nice and low to the ground, so I could probably move these in one more to keep this a bit lower, but it's already pretty low. I don't know how much lower I really want to go for this. And then I guess the speed controller is going to sit, I guess it sits in here, you know. And I've got to solder to this motor. So I've been told I need to solder on these tabs next to the little green connectors. I know Surpass Hobby isn't, you know, the best gear. Where I live, I am very much limited by what you can get online. Despite me having a toy shop in town that does some tracks and stuff, I could not go in and buy a motor. You know, there's no way to buy a speed controller. That kind of stuff is just get it yourself. I might be able to buy a LiPo. I could possibly buy a battery. I have bought a charger locally, but those kind of things are unless, you know, I can't even buy paint. They only sell the paint for the, what is it? They sell the TS paints, the Tamiya paints, not the polycarbonate shell paints. So let me see if I've got some different shell options for this car. They're very dusty because I'm in my dusty shed. One of them is meant to be Mr. Bean's Mini. So I was thinking that's probably, you know, looking sort of, that might be an interesting little one to take out if it's a shell that I don't mind damaged. I have to move the mounts. I'll put some new holes in. The other one is, if I can get it out without breaking it. Don't mind me. I do have that's an HPI Mark II Focus RS, which, you know, fast forwards I'm a big sucker for, so that could be it. But I also have, for the muscle car enthusiasts, I have an HPI Mustang, which should be for my son, but you never know. Like, it might just accidentally not find its way to him, because I think this does have the little dimples already in it. to be able to use on this this platform. So yeah, could be a Mustang. Warren Doty. Yeah, I have tried WL Toys. In fact, my last video, this sounds so wanky, I'm so sorry. My last video, I actually had a bit of a drive off between WL Toys and my ZD Racing buggy. Because the WL Toys are very cheap. They're very affordable cars. So I do find a lot of people would rather drive them than some of the more expensive stuff. So I found, let me just put these shells back in and shut the drawer. So, and the dog's still talking to me. So what can I say about WL Toys? In fact, have I got the WL Toys here? Oh, I do. Hold on. 1 second. WL Toys buggy coming up. Here it is. This is the WL Toys buggy. I can't get rid of that. Does anyone else have bags of those servo screws and things that you just never use? I'll put these in a drawer in a minute. So, well, at least I've done that. I've done that much. So yes, this is the last WL Toys car that I took out. Should I lift that off? This is the WL Toys 144010. Now, from what I understand, it is the spiritual successor to the A... Oh, now I'm going to get this wrong. I think it's 949. I think it used to be called the A949, which was kind of a trendsetter as far as buggies going, low-cost buggies, and it, you know, had modular everything, brushed. I think it had a brushed 540. And it was just fast as balls. This one, not so much. Everything is plastic. All the linkages are plastic, which is not a bad thing. But, so I'll tell you what happened. I compared this to my ZD Racing buggy. My ZD Racing buggy is essentially this car, right? Shall I take the body off and I'll kind of compare. So you can see my apples and apples comparison. Does anyone else say apples and apples, or is that idiom make no sense anywhere else in the world, right? So this is kind of what we had. I had the WL Toys and the ZD Racing buggy version. The ZD Racing buggy cost $198. This in Australia was $101, so it's half the price. And I did wonder, okay, if it's half the price, how does it do around the track? I couldn't time it because it comes with a 5-wire servo and no port for me to plug in my servo plug for the transponder. So I had to time it by putting a camera, filming my camera, and then going back and checking the timestamps to do. So my ZD Racing buggy did a lap of the track in, I'm gonna say it was 18 seconds. This did a lap of the track in 21 seconds, which I suppose is okay. The suspension on this is awful. The steering is very wayward. It spins out all the time, and it's not very quick in a straight line. Compared to another brand, which was Sanyao, who made a little rally car that looks like a Mitsubishi Evo that cost $83. It had a modular speed control that I could plug a transponder into. Had the same kind of 390 motor, came with oil shocks, and it came with better tires, and that did, for $20 less, that did a 20-second lap. So it was a second quicker and $20 cheaper. Durability, I try not to crash these little guys. We had the A959, and they're, look, for $60, whatever they were at the time, they represent a good value because, you know, for $60, if you crash the thing and it ripped to pieces, you could sort of salvage some bits from it and keep going with something else. At this price, I don't really think they're there anymore. I think other cars have gotten better. Getting parts for these can be really hit and miss. You can buy things that you think are supposed to be for them, and it turns out that they're not. I've never had I've never had the issues electronically with WL toys that I have had with other brands like UDI. I don't know if you've seen the UDI 1/16 scale drift and touring cars, but they have some pretty horrid electronic issues. And you will go through, if you have them for any length of time, you will go through multiple receivers. And I'll tell you the other thing that I go through a lot of, or I have gone through a lot of in a short time, is with MJX cars. I find the transmitters, the return spring on the steering on the transmitters, either stretches or breaks. And so you have to buy yourself a transmitter, which I'm not a fan of. Look, it's okay. The WL Toys is okay for what it is. I'm not a huge... I've got that back to front, don't I? Is that asked about? Does that go that way? I'm not a huge fan of them anymore. I think their earlier stuff was a lot better. And I think now if you wanted the performance that you're expecting to get when you buy WL Toys, you don't get it unless you spend a lot more money. And if I was buying an upgraded version of this, it wouldn't be as good as that out of the box. Does that make sense? So if I bought the upgraded version of this, the speed controller is still the same. It's just it's a better motor. It's a brushed speed controller. It's still integrated. This thing is modular. The brushless systems in these aren't that great. The steering setup isn't all that much better. You still get a crappy 5-wire servo. So if you break a servo, you can't go and replace it quite easily. So it doesn't get my tick of approval at the moment. But I've only been reviewing radio control cars for about a year. So, you know, I'm a novice. I'm a dad. All right. My son buying WL toys, I find I'm repairing them a lot. But they're cheap cars built for a price. So take that what you will. Sorry, that doesn't really help you too much, does it? As I'm saying, how's the durability? It really depends on your use case. If you were going and fanging these things around, fanging is just like bashing outdoors. Things to look for, durability wise, all right? Cheap cars do not seal at all around the spur and the pinion gear. And I think I've just thrown it in the bin today. My son had one of these things which we can buy in Australia, which is oh, sorry, I hit the thing again. It's called a Hurricane. It's a little sort of monster truck, stadium truck bashing thing. He drove this so long, for about a year. He skate parked it. He took it down to the beach and stuff. And what actually did it in wasn't the multiple times it landed on the roof at the skate park or the jumps or anything. It was sand in the gear, in the drivetrain. And what actually happened, I bought this thinking I could fix it. It actually snaps off. In fact, is this the broken one? No, this is not the broken one. It actually snaps off the end of this drive shaft. So where that's got that hole through it for the pin, that actually snaps because the sand made the whole thing bind up. The motor was still quite powerful and just ends up twisting this thing off. So if you're looking for durable, I'd be looking at, what's it called? Tornado RC. They are quite durable. I don't know what they do as far as buggies go. I know a lot of people that are into cars are into buggies. But if you're into it to be cheap, WL Toys is cheap enough. But you might not want to be replacing bits over and over again. And I hate to catch myself saying it because I know people that are like, oh, I want to get into RC, what should I buy? And they're always told, you know, buy a Traxxas or buy an Armour Creighton or something. And you're like, that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars for something that you don't know if your kids are going to like. So by all means, start with something like this. When something breaks, upgrade it. Yeah, that's it. Everyone's just buying stuff for their kids, and then, but we have to buy stuff too to keep up. Otherwise, they get lonely. We want to be able to show them things, right? That's what I tell my wife. No, it's not for me. It's so that I can help our son get better. That's totally why I do it. It's got nothing to do with me. So, yeah, that's, where's the radio that came with that HPI? It came with this. I don't know if this radio is actually any good, but there you go. It came with it's a 2.4 gigahertz radio. It seems to, I know, and apparently this you can change sides on some of them, but not mine. But I do like these kind of things. This is radio number 2. What else should you do? Look, if you're setting up and you're... It's going to sound really, 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 really wanky here. If you're setting up and you do go out and you take like multiple cars, something that I probably found has been the biggest change for me, if I can clear stuff out of the way to show you. As Big Clive used to say, one moment please. Let me just put you over here. Oh yes, let me just move the buggy. Okay, there's a bit of space now. So when I started, I had this is my charger. This was my charger that I used all the time when I started. It's a GT Power. I'm sure that is just the Australian name for it. And it's got, if you want to charge Tamiya style plugs, it came with this. Basically, it's got a balance plug for a 3S and a 2S LiPo, and you can then select your chemistries. It was really easy to charge. I think it only charges at about 500. Oh, not even. Sorry, I should say it's what, half an amp. All right, so 500 milliamps or so to make sure that it can charge everything nice and slowly. It might even be less than that. It might be 200. But this was my charger when I started to go out. What time is it here? That's a good question. It is, I actually don't have anything with the time on it. Hold on. My mouse has disappeared. 10:37 p.m. On a Wednesday night. A Wednesday night here in Australia. Oh, there was the gear off of that shaft on that little Hurricane car. In little bits. It cost me more in bits than the car, which is one of the reasons I don't like WL toys. I then upgraded from that to something like this. SkyRC was kind of a big deal. Not just because I got into RC cars by not being into RC cars. I actually used to make science fiction-y things. And I'm depending on how old A&R Racing is, like I said, I was a massive Doctor Who fan, so I built radio-controlled sci-fi props. And in fact, next to me in the workshop is my life-size Dalek that I'm still working on, my second life-size Dalek. But I built radio-controlled things from Doctor Who, and so I needed this to charge up so I could drive them around at events and stuff like that. So I upgraded to this kind of charger that could go all the way up to 6S. I've never seen a 5S battery, but I think a lot of these were for model planes. This is the charger I bought locally. And then from there, I found that, okay, I could charge 2 batteries at a time, and it was just, oh, good, yeah, see, we're of a similar age. You were probably one of the cool people at school, though, and like no one liked Doctor Who when you were at school because you're all too cool for that. I was... And I'm not joking. Anyway, so then I have since gone and bought one of these, so I can charge 4 at a time. And this thing has been very helpful. It does multi-chemistry. You can have a different chemistry battery on each channel. And you should never set and forget and just walk away and leave it. But I do sort of on a Saturday morning when we're going to go driving, I make my cup of coffee, come out here, start doing, I can set 6 batteries going at one time, and generally within 2 shifts I can have all the batteries charged. I've actually now ordered another one. I can't get one of these again, but I've ordered a 2-channel charger, so I'll be able to charge 8 batteries in one go, and then that'll be hopefully done quickly. Indonesian. Oh my goodness, I wish my wife were here. She's still alive, but I just wish she were in the room because she's been learning Indonesian on Duolingo. She loves languages. And I know Duolingo isn't like recognized as the best way to learn languages. She does like journaling and like word lists and stuff like that. Like that's the kind of people we are. She's very, very passionate about languages, and she'd be at least be able to say like hello. And whereas I cannot. Hello, hello in Indonesia. I hope the weather is nice up there north of me, considerably north. I bet it's very tropical, like all the time. And I've never been to Indonesia. I don't know if I don't know if I'd survive because I've got stomach problems, so I'd probably have difficulty with food. So I'm stuck in Australia or places that sell hot dogs or something. Yeah. Hello, Billy. Sorry, the dog is I'm not just trying to look. Hello. The dog's trying to remind me that it's time to go in. That I need to probably go and get ready to teach the high schoolers tomorrow. Oh, there's the dog. So yeah. Right. Well, hello to the 4 people that have stuck by, and the other people that haven't commented yet. But yeah, I think when it comes to cars, guys, buy what you can get easily. You know, for me, WL Toys. I'm late to the WL Toys party. From what I hear, 2018 WL Toys was the bomb, and now other companies have kind of caught up. If I was going to buy something that's like a cheap starter car now, and by cheap, I'm talking about under $200. Any car that I review on my channel is going to be under $200 Australian as a rule, which is why I've got cars that I'm working on that I won't show them at any other time on the channel because they're too expensive. If I were buying something, I would be looking at ZD Racing, and I would also be looking at the little Sanyao rally cars are kind of good. If you want to go brushless, MJX. All right, MJX are doing some really, really nice stuff, and it is available through like Banggood, AliExpress at a reasonable price. I would probably not buy them through a model shop at the moment, but they're popular enough that you'd be able to get most of the bits for it. So that'd be my consumer recommendations at the moment. But you know, everyone's got to judge what they can get, and there might be things that you can get in other places of the world that I can't get here. So, from me, because my phone is on 3% and it's probably going to cut off before the stream ends, which would be bad, I'm going to say thank you very much to, now I don't want to say it wrong, but I'm going to say A&R Racing and Irrawandodi. If you have a particular way to pronounce it, or you want to sort of spell it out with like dashes in between so I know how to say it, because I do want to do more live streams. We are neighbours. I've just seen that. And yeah, great to see you. And hopefully, maybe when I get the Dalek done, I will do a quick video on that. I had a makers channel before, and I've had to stop doing that. So now I'm putting all my effort into making videos about toy cars. So thanks very much, guys. I assume guys, people, citizens of the internet, for watching and joining me, and I will see you hopefully on the next one. And I'll be checking out A&R Racing. See you later. Oh, how do I don't know how I stop here. Do I press like that? I sure want to stop streaming. I do. Bye, everyone. Awkward pose.